coalition of 5 adult cheetahs resides near the eastern grasslands of the Masai Mara Reserve, Kenya. They form a highly efficient, coordinated hunting unit, often targeting antelope or hare at dawn. Their sleek, golden coats, adorned with black streaks, make them easily recognizable from afar against the grassy plains. They hunt as a pack, rarely straying far from one another, and maintain constant contact through roars or grooming. Yet, over the past 3 days, the grasslands have grown arid with no trace of prey in sight. Hunger kept them moving, sniffing through shrubs and treading lightly across shallow streams. As the sun climbed high, the heat became so intense that the entire group rested among the low trees. Still, their stomachs growled with hunger. By the afternoon of the 3rd day, the leader guided the group along the eastern boundary where it bordered farmland. From a distance, they could smell goats, cows, and even food scattered near the steel fence. Their survival instincts urged them toward this area, despite knowing it was close to human settlements. The cheetahs moved along a line of thorny acacia trees, their ears alert, eyes fixed on the farmland ahead. The 5 maintained a tight formation, silently approaching the fenced field. In the distance stood wooden barns, faint smoke, and tall grass, clear signs of livestock activity. Finding nothing in the reserve, they had to venture closer to human-controlled territory. They paused a few meters from the steel fence, concealed behind dry grass, watching every movement around them. The cheetah in the center of the group caught the scent of dried blood and curiously approached the base of the fence. Just beneath the tangled yellow grass lay an iron trap, cleverly hidden in the ground. As its front paw touched the trap, a sharp snap echoed. Steel jaws clamped tightly around its leg. A piercing cry rang out as the cheetah roared, thrashing wildly, picking up dirt around it. The other 4 cheetahs immediately turned and fled, roaring loudly, crouching low and raising their tails in response. The trapped cheetah struggled, but the more it fought, the more blood seeped from the gash. Between the iron bars, the entire group grew agitated, circling their injured companion as if offering support. They growled steadily, both to protect it and to warn off any approaching danger. The cheetah's pained cries echoed across the field, carrying over the quiet landscape, sounding haunting. The cheetahs had no understanding of the trap, only that their companion was caught in cold metal. The wounded cheetah gradually weakened, its roars fading, its head drooping to the ground in pain and exhaustion. The remaining 4 stood silent and vigilant, their eyes attuned to every small sound. As sunset fell over the grassland, the silhouettes of 5 cheetahs lay or stood, waiting tensely. The situation grew critical, as the line between survival instinct and human danger drew too close. Just then, a figure emerged from the farm's edge. The farmer had heard the cries. Mr. Malaki Barresa, an elderly farmer, was patrolling the forest's outskirts when he heard the cheetah's roar. Rifle in hand, he hurried along the fence, scanning the area where the sound originated. Minutes later, he spotted the cheetahs and realized one was caught in a trap. Though he had encountered cheetahs many times, this was the first time he saw them in such a frantic state. He kept a safe distance, pulled his phone from his pocket, and quickly called the local ranger station. "Daniel, there's a cheetah trap near my fence. Please come immediately." "I'm holding this position," he said urgently. The ranger station confirmed the call and dispatched 2 staff members to the scene, fully equipped. The pickup truck sped off from the reserve's western gate, carrying Daniel Kimeru and Jacob Otieno. Jacob, the veteran ranger, took charge while Daniel carried the tranquilizer gun and field kit. The vehicle raced through the fields, dust billowing, its soft horn echoing through the wilderness. Mr. Malaki stood still, his eyes tracking the cheetahs, both fearful and sympathetic toward the trapped one. The ranger vehicle arrived after nearly 30 minutes, stopping about 70 meters from the cheetah group to assess the situation. Daniel stepped out first, tranquilizer gun ready, eyes fixed on the panting cheetah struggling to breathe. Jacob followed, holding a spotlight in one hand and a clanging stick in the other, prepared to ward off any threats. The 4 remaining cheetahs growled as they saw the humans approach, but kept their distance and did not attack. Daniel signaled Jacob to stay back while he approached the injured, gasping cheetah. A tranquilizer dart struck the cheetah's shoulder. It flinched slightly and then slowly sank into unconsciousness. Daniel lowered his gun and cautiously approached, gently lifting the trapped leg to inspect the wound. The trap was made of heavy, rusted steel with sharp teeth embedded deeply in the cheetah's flesh. Blood stained the fur on its leg, its breathing uneven, head tilted to one side. Daniel used heavy pliers to break each steel bolt, while Jacob stood guard behind. The clamp was deep and painful, but no bones were broken, so he quickly cleaned and injected painkillers at the site. After about 10 minutes, the trap was fully removed and set aside from where the cheetah lay. Daniel disinfected the injured area and attached a tracking chip for potential future monitoring. Jacob signaled Daniel to step back, and the two retreated to the vehicle to avoid further agitating the cheetahs. The sedated cheetah lay comfortably on its side. The other four, still nearby, began to calm. The sun dipped nearly behind the trees, but the mission wasn't over yet. The two rangers sat in the truck, engine off, observing the situation through binoculars and scopes. The sedated cheetah showed slight reflexes, its tail twitched, ears flicked at sounds. The four cheetahs approached together, licking its shoulders and head as if to comfort it. Daniel called headquarters, reporting the situation was stable, and no further medical aid was needed. Jacob logged the injection time, number of doses, and details for the report. The injured cheetah began to stir, slowly lifting its head and limping to its feet. Another supported its friend with its body, keeping a safe distance from the humans without breaking eye contact. Daniel suggested moving the truck slowly to guide the cheetahs away from the farm's edge. The vehicle crept behind the group, emitting a low warning sound. The four cheetahs moved slowly, limping but organized, heading back toward the reserve. The vast grassland gradually enveloped their forms as they vanished into the dense forest. The truck stopped as the cheetahs crossed the reserve's safe boundary. Daniel turned to Jacob, nodding slightly, and the two exchanged satisfied glances. Without force, only patience and care, they had preserved wildlife once more. This shows that timely intervention can alter a wild animal's fate. Truck returned to the farm. Mr. Malaki stood waiting, eyes anxious for news. Daniel stepped down to shake his hand, reporting that the cheetah had regained consciousness and was heading back into the wilderness. Jacob collected a sample of the trap, explaining the risks of placing it near the reserve's boundary. They advised him to replace traps with a secure fencing system and to contact rangers if animals approached. Mr. Malaki agreed, promising to work closely with the ranger station to protect both people and wildlife. The afternoon shadow stretched over the field, leaving only tire tracks and cheetah prints pressed into the damp soil. The cheetahs are back where they belong, wild and free, yet always in need of protection. Life continues, and human compassion keeps writing hopeful endings. Dear friend, thanks for taking the time to follow this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.